When a hurricane or other high wind storm hits, a lot of RVs are flipped and or totaled. A lot of RV owners simply think that with an act of God like a hurricane, that there's nothing you can do about it except file an insurance claim. I don't think that's entirely true. In today's video, I'm going to talk about some practical tips of what you can do to reduce or avoid damage from hurricanes or high wind storms. If you're new here, my name is Jacob. I'm an RV tech, and I have a bunch of free resources, including my 4-point Don't Get Stranded checklist, which covers 4 of the most common ways that campers get stranded and how you can avoid this happening to your RV. When a hurricane like Hurricane Beryl is about to make landfall, there's typically 3 scenarios that RV owners find themselves in. And the first scenario is the best, in which you can leave. If you can, get your RV and go inland a couple of hours. Now, the other 2 scenarios RV owners find themselves in is ones where their RV cannot leave, either because of their job, they have to stay and cannot take it out of storage and relocate it, or if it's permanently parked and not able to move. If your RV is movable, the first thing you want to do is go and reorient it so that the front of the RV is facing directly into the winds. When I used to work at an RV dealership, we had about 200 RVs parked in a giant lot, and they were parked in a big circle. We had straight wind storms come through one day with 90-mile-an-hour straight winds. It was ridiculous. And I got to see firsthand the impact on all of those RVs just based on the different angle that they were at to the wind. The RVs that fared the best were the ones that were oriented with their front directly into the wind. There might have been minor damage from debris, but generally they were unharmed. I mean, if you think about it, RVs are designed for going down the highway at 60, 70, 80 miles an hour. They can handle a lot of wind coming directly at them. What they're not designed to handle is crosswinds. The RVs in this circle that fared the worst were the ones around the edge that were parked directly perpendicular to the straight winds. Several of them got flipped over and rolled across the road and completely disintegrated into a pile of matchsticks. And then there was the ones that were parked with the back of the RV towards the wind. All of them had damaged air conditioners. Air conditioners on RVs are designed for wind to come from the front, but at the back there's a big radiator, and those were all destroyed by debris from the straight winds. The second thing you really want to do is to chalk the wheels. These RVs parked in this storage lot, none of them had wheels chalked. And even the ones facing directly into the wind had enough wind force on them that they were scooting backwards, some of them into the fence, some of them into RVs next to them. And the tongue hitch that was on the ground was being drug and bent. You want to chalk all the wheels to brace it so it cannot roll backwards. I'll link my favorite wheel chocks on Amazon in the description below. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know how to properly use wheel chocks. In my experience as an RV technician, at least 25% of the repairs that I was doing were completely preventable. Things like not using your refrigerator correctly, or not using your slide outs correctly, or not using wheel chocks correctly. I have a course called Tool-Free RV Maintenance. These are easy things that you can learn that will save you hundreds, thousands of dollars in repair costs. In fact, 40% of the 15 tips in my tool-free maintenance course are usage-based. Once you've oriented your RV towards the wind and chalked the wheels, my final tip would be to cover your RV. Some of the RVs that I saw in this windstorm had broken skylights. In a hurricane, you're going to get days of torrential downpour rain dumping on your RV. And if you have a broken skylight or a broken window, the water damage alone is going to be far, far, far greater than the cost of just replacing a skylight. The benefit of the cover is, while it doesn't prevent minor damage like a window or skylight being broken, it does prevent all the water that's coming down from the hurricane dumping into that broken skylight. The final scenario that RVers might find themselves in is if they cannot move the RV because it's permanently parked at an RV site. Your RV should be put on blocks and strapped to the ground. Blocks underneath the frame will prevent the RV from moving down, and the straps will prevent the RV from moving up, effectively locking it in position. After that's done, you want to put skirting around the bottom of your RV. The reason is when wind hits the side of the RV, RV, some will go underneath and create a lifting force. And if there's enough wind and enough lifting force, it could even rip loose the anchors that you have. This is why, if you notice, all mobile homes when they're installed are put on blocks, strapped down, and have skirting put around them. The skirting diverts all the wind to go up and over, prevent that lifting force, so that the blocks and the anchors can effectively keep it in place. And the third and final tip in this situation is like before. You want to go put a cover over your RV. Again, this is not going to prevent a window getting broken or a tree branch falling and hitting your skylight, but it will keep out all the water that comes along with the hurricane that can do tons of water damage. For any fans who are wondering why my beard is significantly shorter than last time you saw me, it's because I actually shaved it all the way off, because I recently went undercover in a disguise to RV dealerships to look at RVs and tell you which ones are quality and which ones are lemon for all the new 2024 and 2025 models. Because there's a lot of interesting reviews coming and re-reviews of brands that I did previously, and some big changes that have happened. Click here if you want to watch a playlist of all of my undercover review videos. Or click here for my Dirty Secrets of the RV Industry video.